Hello everyone, welcome to BSC 2010 or Integrated Principles of Biology 1. My name is Dr. Stansel and I will be your instructor for this online course. What I want to do in this orientation video is familiarize you with the course syllabus, the course policies, and then also show you around the Canvas website so that you'll be familiar with where the resources are located at and how you're going to complete your course assignments. So what we have in front of us is the course syllabus right here. I do have a link to this on the Canvas page and I'll show you how to get to that. But right here at the top of the syllabus is my contact information. Again, my name is Dr. Stansel and I have an office in Building 2, room 217D, and you can reach me by email or phone. I prefer that you contact me by email, but you're welcome to reach me either way. And please do feel free to reach out to me at any time that you have questions or concerns. I'm here as a resource to help you, and I respond to emails very quickly. If we scroll on down, just to give you a little bit of information about what you're going to be learning about in this course. This is Biology 1, and Biology 1 is going to touch on a lot of small topics that if you are a science major, you're probably going to later take a full course on those. So we will have some chemistry in here. We will talk about cells and what cells are made of. We'll have a biochemistry section where we talk about the metabolism of the cells. We will follow that up with some genetics, and then finally some molecular biology. There is a companion lab that goes along with this course. You don't necessarily have to take that. It really just depends on your major. If you do need lab credit though, then you'll want to make sure that you register also for BSC 2010L. Now, as far as required materials for this course are concerned, there is a required textbook. This textbook is Biology by OpenStax College, and it is what we call an open source textbook. What that means is that you can access it for free if you don't mind reading online or reading digitally. But if you do want to purchase an actual hard copy of the textbook, then you can also do that. So you can purchase that in the CF bookstore. You could also purchase it through a variety of sites online. Okay, so either way, I do have a link here for the textbook. I also have a page in Canvas that'll show you how to get to that as well. Now, if we scroll down and talk about the assignments and the grades, this is one thing that I want to make very clear at the beginning of the term. So how are you going to be assessed or graded in this class? You will have three types of assignments in this course. We are going to have some homework assignments, and there will be one homework assignment that goes with each chapter that we cover this term. There will be what we're going to call study sheet assignments, and then there's going to be exams. So with all of these, they do have deadlines, and you'll want to make sure that you keep up with the deadlines. Late work is not going to be accepted, and there's not any extra credit available in the course. So it is extremely important that you aim to submit all assignments and submit them on time. The most successful students submit all of the assignments in the course. Now, if you look at the table, you can see exactly what percent of your grade is based on each one of the various assignments. The majority of your grade is going to come from your homework, and then we have 50% that goes along with that, 20% that's going to be devoted to the study sheet assignments, and then 30% is going to be the exams. At the end of the term, you will have earned a certain percentage based on those specific assignments, and that's how your grade's going to be determined in this course. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's going to be extremely important that you keep up with everything throughout the term so that you can successfully complete. Now, if we talk about course delivery and attendance, it is an online course. So you don't have to come to campus for anything, but you do need to most definitely have reliable internet access, and you need to have a reliable computer that you can use. Everything in the course is going to be delivered through Canvas. So that would be all of the resources and all of the assignments. Everything is going to be in Canvas. It is best if you access Canvas and complete assignments on a computer. I don't recommend that you try to complete everything using a phone or a tablet. Some students do that, but I think that you will run into far fewer problems if you have a computer that you can access. It's recommended that you log in Monday through Friday to look at the course, work on the course content. Weekends would be fine as well, but at least once Monday through Friday so that you can work on and keep up with the course content and the assignments that are going to be due. I suggest that everyone has a backup plan in place for another source of internet that you could use or another computer that you could use. As we know, technical problems can happen, Wi-Fi can go out, and it's going to be very important that you have a backup plan for those. That will help to ensure that you are able to successfully complete the assignments by their deadlines. It is recommended that students do not travel or take vacations throughout the duration of the course. However, I can't control whether you do that or not. If you do decide to go out of town, just know that it is your responsibility to make sure that there is going to be Wi-Fi where you're located and you are going to have a computer, so you will be able to keep up with your coursework. Now, just for some general course policies, again, no late assignments. I just like to keep that up front at the very beginning so that you are absolutely aware of what's expected. Technical problems can happen. Waiting till the last minute is really putting you at risk for something like that. So I will not accept down Wi-Fi or a broken computer as an excuse for not turning your assignment in on time. So just, again, make sure you work ahead, you plan ahead, you have a backup plan in place. There's not going to be any makeup assignments, no extra credit, and no cheating, plagiarism is acceptable in this course. So for any activities like that, it would result in a grade of F for the course, regardless of the number of occurrences of it. Okay, so just scrolling down, I'm going to go to the last page of the syllabus. This is going to be the course schedule. Now, your course schedule may vary slightly from what you see in this orientation video, but they're all going to be set up the same way. So here we see that the course itself, if you just scroll down the schedule, is divided into modules, and we have 5 different modules in this course. So each module that we have is going to contain homework assignments. It will have a study sheet assignment, and it's also going to have an exam. Everything in the module, with the exception of the exam, will be open at the very beginning of that module. So at the beginning of the term, everything in Module 1 is going to be open except for the exam. That means that you can certainly work ahead on these homework assignments. If you knew that you were going to be working long hours, later in the week, you could certainly work ahead earlier in the week so that you could maintain a good schedule. So you can complete the homeworks early. They have a deadline there, a suggested date. Okay, aim to complete them by that date. The homework is the only thing that I will be a little bit flexible on the deadlines. The homework assignments must absolutely be submitted by the final deadline of the module. So if you look at that final deadline over there, that means that homework 2, 3, and 4, they can be submitted. If you miss the initial date, they can be submitted a little bit late. Now, the study sheet assignment, this is going to be a discussion type assignment. That means that you are collaborating with your classmates, and because of that, the deadline is very firm on that. It must be submitted by the deadline. No credit will be given for any work that's submitted after the deadline. And again, the reason for that is that it's supposed to be collaborative, and if you're doing it late, then your classmates aren't benefiting from that work. Okay, so study sheet assignments, make sure we make the deadline on those. And then the exams will be open for a period of 2 to 3 days, depending on the exam. And that will be the only time when you can work on it. You will have from midnight on the first day that it's open until 11:59 p.m. on the final date. So anytime during that time frame, you should be able to log on to Canvas and get the exam completed. You will be taking the exams from home. You do not have to come to campus for those exams. Okay, so this is a quick look at the schedule. The other modules are going to be set up the exact same way with homework assignments, study sheet assignments, and then also exams. The schedule for the course is pretty much written in stone. So what I mean by that is that you can take these dates. I encourage you to transfer them to a personal calendar, such as a cell phone or something else that you're going to see and refer to often, so that you can make sure that you do keep up with the coursework and you make the deadlines. So that's a look at the course syllabus. Now I want to take a look at our Canvas website so that you can see where the resources are going to be located at and what you should be doing to complete your assignments. All right, so this is what our course looks like in Canvas. This is the Instructor View, so it may look slightly different from what you see when you log into Canvas. But the very first page that you're going to see here is going to contain all of the upcoming deadlines for the course. Now, you can click on those and you can complete the assignments directly. However, there are a lot of resources inside Canvas that ideally you would be looking at while you're completing these or prior to completing these. So I would suggest that you take a glance at this so you can see what's upcoming. But to really dive into the coursework, we want to click on modules in the left-hand navigation. Right? So if I click on modules over there, you can see a number of links that do show up. The very first module is what we call our Getting Started module. And it is exactly what it sounds like. This is what you need to do first to get started. In fact, you have to complete the first module in order to progress and get to the rest of the course content. So just looking at what this has, the syllabus, this is what I showed you earlier. Definitely read through that. I hit the main points, but there are some other details in there that you want to take a look at. I think it's a good idea to print the last page, which is the schedule in the syllabus. And then the next link is going to be the orientation video, which is what you're viewing right now. This is available throughout the term, so if you do need to go back and refer to anything in this video, you can certainly do that. The next link is going to be our textbook. So I'm going to open that up so we can take a closer look. This is a required textbook for the class. So it is expected that you are going to determine for yourself how you're going to access the textbook, and then you're going to make that happen. So if you are okay with reading on a screen, you can use this for free, use it in a web version, or you can actually download a PDF file if you don't want to have to keep going back and having internet to look at it. The links for both of those are here. If you feel better actually having a copy of the textbook, then please purchase that. You can purchase it in the CF bookstores. You could also purchase it on Amazon or some other online websites. Okay, so that's a look at the syllabus. That's a look at the textbook. Make sure that you do absolutely have access to a textbook. You will need this to complete your course assignments, the homework, the study sheet specifically. It's going to prepare you well for the exams too. There's some other information here about being successful in this course, so take a look at that for sure. And then lastly, you can see at the very end there is a link for a syllabus quiz. The syllabus quiz is going to have questions concerning the policies in the syllabus and the orientation video. It's really just to make sure that we all understand right from the start how the course is set up and what's going to be expected of us, how our grades are going to be determined. You do need to get a 100% on that syllabus quiz in order to access the actual content of the course. And you can take that syllabus quiz as many times as you need to make that happen. Okay, so I'm just going to shrink the Getting Started module, and then I'm going to jump into where the course content is actually located at. So Module 1 would be the very first module that you'd be covering. And Chapter 2 is our very first chapter that we'll be covering. So if we click on Chapter 2, this will give you a good idea of the type of resources that are available for each chapter. I recommend that everyone starts out each chapter on that specific page that's presented to you. If we look at this for Chapter 2, you can see right at the start there is a study guide for that chapter. The study guide is really emphasizing the key points that you should learn and know for the exam. These are also things that are going to show up in the homework assignments. You can see that you do have some videos located here. So these are lecture videos. Notice that these are playlists. So if we just click the little link in the corner, you can see that they are made up of several videos here, even though it may first appear as just one in Canvas. So depending on the chapter, there may be a different number of lectures available. And then there's also some quick little videos that are located below that. So these I call more of a tutorial because these are just quick looks at specific topics that students do tend to have a bit of difficulty with. This information is also going to be covered in the videos, the video lectures right here, but this will give you just a quicker recap of that specific topic. In addition, we've got some practice materials here, practice questions with keys, practice quizzes that are in Canvas that you can complete multiple times if you wish. It will grade them for you, but it's not going to record that grade in the actual grade book for the course, but it is going to help better prepare you for the exams that we have. And then lastly, there's some extra websites that deal with the same content that may help you to learn the material a little better. So as you can see, there's a lot of resources there for each chapter in this course, and it's going to take a bit of time to go through them. So please pace yourself accordingly it's not really realistic to try to look at a chapter, complete the reading, complete the homework, complete all of that in just a few hours. It's not realistic at all. So you need to plan time into your schedule to read the textbook, plan some time to look at the videos, scroll through any extra tutorials that you need to or practice questions, and then also complete the homework. Okay, so going back to the homework and to the modules page here, if we just click on the first homework just to open it up, they're all set up pretty similar to each other. Kind of the main things I want to point out about the homework is that, first of all, this is not a timed assignment. Okay, Canvas likes to call them a quiz, but they're not timed. That means that you can take as much time as you like to complete it prior to the deadline, of course. If you want to come and work on it one day and then answer a few questions and then return to it the next day, you can certainly do that. As long as you don't hit the submit button, then you can keep working on it. Now, when you're ready for it to be graded, then definitely hit submit, and then it will be graded for you. You will get 2 attempts on the homework, and the highest grade is going to be the grade that actually gets recorded and goes into the grade book. Okay, so you don't have to take it twice, but you do have the option to take it twice if you would like. All right, so that's the way the homework is going to work. Just to click on it and give you a snapshot of it, the homework is set up so that with each homework, there are some videos, textbook sections, practice questions. There are some things there that help to refer you to the specific sections of the material that you should be looking for to answer that particular question. So if you're really struggling with the questions, definitely go through the hint links that are provided for you. They should direct you exactly to what you need to be looking at. Now, you're going to find that these questions are not asking you to just give me a definition back. You are going to have to interpret what you're reading, and you're going to have to apply the information. And that's really one of the things that makes the course a little bit more difficult, is that you do have to do more than memorize. You need to apply the information, and that's going to help you to be successful in this course. Now, to do that, you're definitely going to have to invest a little bit more time than with a course where you're just expected to provide some memorization skills. Okay, so just looking back here, you can see that for each chapter, you've got the page that gives you the resources, the lectures, the practice, and then you've got a homework underneath it. Again, the homework has a deadline. I will accept those until the final module deadline. So if you do happen to miss the deadline, you do get a slight window of time where I will be flexible with you. However, after the final module deadline, there's no further homework is going to be accepted. Now, with the study sheet assignments, to look at this. The study sheet assignments, they are group assignments, meaning that you are going to be in a discussion board with several other classmates. Now, what you're expected to do is you're expected to prepare a study sheet, or what some people call a cheat sheet, for each chapter that's going to be on the upcoming exam. So chapter 2, you're going to want to prepare a study sheet for chapter 2. This is basically a one-page sheet that has your notes that you would be able to take in with you if you were going to take an exam on chapter 2. Now, it's going to require you to go through that chapter and think about what are the important concepts. What do I have a little trouble remembering? So really sift through it, sift through the lecture videos, and get that information condensed into one page of notes. This is going to also provide you with a really good study resource. It's going to provide you with a good resource to use during the exam when you do take the exam. And you're going to be commenting on your classmates' study sheets. You're going to be providing feedback for them. And that's really what these assignments are all about. So I think you'll find as you go through and you prepare these study sheets that the more time you spend on them, the better you've studied for your exam. So as you prepare the study sheet, you will learn the information, you will be committing it to memory, and the more time invested, the better you do later on. Okay, so with these, you can see there's kind of two key parts to it. You have to create and post the study sheets. So for these the first assignment, there's 3 chapters. So chapter 2, 3, and 4, be 3 sheets that you're preparing. You're going to post these, and by post them, you're going to post a picture of it, and then your classmates are going to critique it, provide feedback on it, and you're going to be doing the same thing for them. Okay, so that's what these assignments are all about. I do have a page here that's going to give you some extra information on how do you go about preparing something like this. There's also going to be some examples on here as far as what they may look like. Yours might look very different from that. The key is that this is you going through your notes before the night before the exam, and you're going through and you're putting the content down in a way that's going to help you to actually do better. So that's the study sheets. The last thing to point out here is going to be the exam. Okay, so the exams, as I said, they are open for a very limited time frame. So this is going to be a 2 to 3 day time frame depending on the course schedule, and these are timed assignments. When it's a timed assignment, what that means is as soon as you hit begin, the clock is going to start running and there is not a way to pause the clock. So be prepared to sit and work on that exam without interruptions for the full period of time. Do not try to do this when you're on a quick break from work or at your job, something like that. You need to have an hour or two to actually sit down and devote specifically to the exam without interruption. So you will have one attempt. You are expected to remain inside the exam while you're taking the exam. What I mean by that is that you're not permitted to utilize various web browsers. You're not allowed to utilize other programs on your computer at the same time that you're taking the exam. Canvas does monitor this. So if you do happen to click on something else on your computer that's not Canvas and the exam, then Canvas is going to flag that and it will notify me of that. So just keep that in mind. You are certainly encouraged to have some notes, ideally your study sheets, right there next to you while you're taking this. If you're going to use a textbook, it needs to be a printed textbook, something not on your computer. So even a digital textbook, if you're reading your textbook online, it can't be on that same computer that you're taking the exam on, or else it would get flagged as potential cheating. All right, so please keep that in mind. That's the way the exams are going to work. You don't have to go into a testing center for these. You do take them at home, but again, you do need to stay in the exam in Canvas while you're taking the exam. All right, so that is the general setup of the course. So just to go back to the beginning here and mention a few other things, I encourage you to ask questions throughout the course. I think that that will really help you to benefit a lot in this course and understand the content better. If you click on discussions, the link in the left-hand navigation, you will see that there is a discussion board for asking questions. You're encouraged to post questions on here. If you have questions about course policies or course content, post them here. I am going to be keeping up with the discussions here and I will be responding to them, but also feel free to respond yourselves. If a classmate asks a question and I haven't answered it yet, then feel free to jump in there if you know the answer and help each other out. Okay, so this is a great way to get your questions answered because most students are struggling with the same content. They have the same questions about the course, and if you post it here, then we can kind of answer that once for everybody. You can subscribe to this discussion board, and then that way if somebody's posting new things on there, then you're going to get a notification and you'll be able to see the questions that they are asking. Okay, so please use that for your questions. If you have questions that are of a personal nature, so they have to do with health issues or your grade in the class, definitely reach out to me individually with those and send me an email. You can email directly through Canvas, which is a great way to do it because then it will automatically include the course that you're asking about. If you do decide to reach out directly to me through email, so not through Canvas, then please make sure that you do include which course you're talking about. So that would be Biology 1 or BSC 2010, and that way it's going to help me to answer your questions more quickly. Okay, another thing, just looking down here, is that you can always see your grades for the course if you click on the grades button over here. Your grades will be updated. So there should never be a case where you don't know how you're doing in the course, because as you complete assignments, the grades are going to go in there. They're going to be properly weighted so that the current overall average that you see is your class average. Please keep up with that. Please take a look at it often. When you complete an assignment, go take a look at it, and that will help you to know exactly how you're doing throughout the term. Okay, so other than that, that is the way this course is going to be set up. I hope that you understand the course policies, where you're going to complete your assignments, and where you're also going to find all the resources that are available to you to complete the assignments. I'm here to help you throughout the duration of the course. Feel free to reach out to me. I will respond to your emails. And self-discipline, making a schedule for yourself, those are going to be the big keys to your success in this course. So if you can discipline yourself to really stick with the content and refer to it on a very regular basis, then I know you can be successful this term.